可以吗？可以。First of all, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is William Bao Bean. I'm a partner at SoftBank China and India Holdings. We're an early stage VC focused on China, India, Southeast Asia. We're backed by SoftBank in Japan and Cisco in the US.
Okay, and why you here? I mean, for the GCAN plan.
I'm here to meet with bloggers and investors from the US. A large group has come over to Tokyo, to Beijing, and later Shanghai to take a look at some of the innovations that are happening in Asia and hopefully take some of that information and that understanding and insight back to the US.
Yeah, so how do you think about Chinese staff?
Chinese staff?
Startups.
Startups. In terms of the startups, we focus on early stage companies. We focus on definitely the management, but also the markets of interest. Traditionally, well, over the last 2 years, we focused mostly on consumer in China, but going forward, we're taking another look at the internet. With the recent downturn, we think that there's a lot more opportunity in the internet, especially at the early stage, whereas over the last 2 years, it's been tough for us because we are an early stage fund. But now the valuations have come down a little bit. The startups are a little bit more reasonable, so we can look at internet in the early stage at this point.
Yeah, so in your speech you mentioned about the foreigners company and Chinese companies. How do you think about the two difference? And you said you prefer to. I assume you say you prefer to invest
No,
in the foreigner company.
I don't prefer to invest in it. I don't prefer to invest in entrepreneurs from any sort of particular background. I think the key thing is in the early days, most of the startups that were funded by VCs were backed by returnees, highway. Now that's changed. The vast majority of VC funding is going to local entrepreneurs, followed by highway, and then there are actually some foreign-run companies getting VC funding in China. I think this is a new trend. There's only a few, maybe 2 or 3. For most VCs in China, they prefer not to fund foreign-run or Laowai-run companies in China. I'd say you're starting to see 1 or 2 or 3 companies who are run by foreigners start to get funding. One is in Beijing, Simune. They're a global company but based in China. Another one is iTalkI in Shanghai, a global education company based in Shanghai. And then you have Qunar, which is a popular travel site founded and run by a foreigner. And finally, one of our SR, Fritz, yeah. And finally, I invested in one company which is founded by a foreigner but lived in China for over 15 years called SRT in Hangzhou.
So what kind of company do you prefer to invest? So I mean, if I start any internet business, can I get your fund? What kind of factor do the entrepreneurs to need to get your investment?
I think for us, we're investing in early stage startups, so $1 to $5 million US for 10 to 40%. So very, very early stage. And at the early stage, there's not a lot of revenue, there might not be a lot of profit. The key thing is the team and the idea and their execution ability. So what we look for is a strong team with a background in executing. But revenue and high profit margin in the early days is not necessarily required. So for us, it really comes down to the team and the market position that the company wants to stake out. So if you want to start a company, please send it to me.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.